Hey everybody, it's Lisa from tocreateawebsite.com, and I'm going to show you today how to create and design a website using the Studio Press lifestyle theme. I've been getting so many questions about my hair blog, so I wanted to show you how I went from this, which is what it looks like when you first install the theme, to this. So the Genesis lifestyle themes, or the Genesis themes in general, are my favorite family of themes right now because they're very clean, they're very modern, and they're fairly easy to customize. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Now, if you need help setting up WordPress and installing it and getting to the point where you can use an actual theme, I will put links in the description for that. I'm not going to spend time on that in this video because I've done that so much in other videos. So if you're watching this video on my site, I'll also put a link below the video if you need to learn how to get to the point where you're ready to install a WordPress theme. So let's get started. So when you install the lifestyle theme for the first time, this is what you're going to get. Not very impressive. So the reason they do this is because they want you to be able to customize this, and if they, clog it up with a bunch of images and stuff, it will be harder to customize. So this is actually a benefit that it's that clean. So let's start with the menus. The Genesis themes, many of them have two menus. This particular one does, and you can turn them on or off by going to your dashboard and going to the Genesis menu and then go to theme settings. Here's where you can change the colors. You can do a lot of different things with your RSS feed. You can change the layout of your site, the left column or right column, 3-column or 2-column. You can just change it just like that and it will update. Here's your navigation option. So if I want to turn off the top navigation, I would just uncheck this box and hit save. And now, as you can see, the top navigation is gone, just like it's gone on my site. Now, in terms of the image, this is just a custom image that I created in Photoshop. Didn't take me very long at all. I'm going to even show you how to do that if you have Photoshop or GIMP or any kind of graphics program. It's pretty simple to do. But first, you need to know how big to make the image. So we're going to go back into the dashboard and go to Appearance and then Header. And it'll tell you right here that your image should be 920 by 150. So let's go to Photoshop, and I'm going to do a new image, 920 by 150. All right, so let's go back to the other image I had here. And I'm going to grab this Move tool up here in the top left corner. And I'm just going to drag her over to my new palette. So there we go. So I want to fill the rest of this white space with this green color here. So we're going to come over here to the foreground color. I'm going to select the color by pointing the eyedropper tool right here on the edge and say OK. Now I'm going to take the paint bucket tool and paint over. Now you can see there's a little line here. It's not as clean. So I'm going to take the blur tool and just sort of blend that in a little bit. Soften it up. Now you can't even tell. Well, you can still kind of tell, but you guys get the idea. So now let's put some text on the header. We're going to grab the text tool. And I'm going to make the color white. Say OK. I'm going to type just something basic, yoursite.com. I'm going to select the text, make it bigger, go up to the Move tool. And if you wanted to put a tagline, you could just do the same thing with the text tool. So we're going to go File, Save for Web. And we're just going to save it as a PNG file. Now, before we upload this image, we need to turn the text off the header because we don't want this to show up because we already have a header, or the text is already included in our header. So let's go back to the dashboard And now we're going to go to Appearance, Header, and we can uncheck this box that says Show Header Text with your image, and that's going to turn that off. So now we can upload our new image. Let's go to Browse, say Upload, and now we can view it. And there's our new image. Now, one of the things I want to do is change this background color. It doesn't really go with this logo. So let's go back to the dashboard. And we're going to go to Genesis and then Theme Settings. So right now the color is the default. Let's change this to teal to see what that looks like. So that's a little bit better. It kind of goes with her eyes, I guess. All right, so already this site is looking better because we've added a header. Looks 10 times better than just the text. Okay, now what if you want to add, let's say, some social networking icons up in your header? Well, the Genesis themes actually are very, very widget friendly. They have a lot of widgets. So if you go to Appearance and then Widgets, as you can see, there's a header widget on the right. There's a primary sidebar, which was the left sidebar that you saw. There's a secondary sidebar, sidebar bottom left, home, home left. There's a 3-column footer in this particular theme. So there are a lot of widgets already available with this theme, which is good. So in order to add the icons, we can actually just grab the text widget and throw it into the header right widget, and then just paste the code for the buttons right here. So let's go back to my hair site. While I would love to tell you that I did this with CSS, I was very lazy. This is just raw HTML image and link code. So I'm just going to right click my mouse and grab this code. View page source. Okay, so here's the code. I actually could have gone in WordPress and just grabbed the code from the text widget as well, but this was just faster for me right now. So I'm going to grab this code. Now let me show you what's going to happen when I paste this code into the text widget. Now this is going to show up supposedly on the right side of the header. So let's hit save and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so the downside to using widgets is that unless you use a little bit of CSS, you really have no control over where these logos or where these icons or elements are going to show up. So I'm going to show you an easy trick for how to control where the icons show up. Now I'm going to introduce you to a little bit of CSS. This is not hard, and you can replicate this very easily on your own site. So let's go to Appearance and then Editor. Now we're going to edit our style sheet. So I'm going to click Style Sheet, which I'm actually already on. So let's scroll to the very, very bottom of the style sheet. And I'm going to create a new ID. And this is basically just going to tell the icons where to display on the header. So you always start an ID with the pound. And you can call it whatever you want. Let's just call it social. So we're going to do an open brace. And now we're going to tell the icons exactly where to go. So we're going to say position, absolute, and we want it to be about, I'm just guessing here, about 30 pixels from the top. And let's just say 300 pixels from the, from the right. And we're going to close the brace. So we're going to just update the file. Now I need to go back to my widget, and I need to surround that code by the new ID I just created. So we're going to say div ID equals social, because that's what I named it. And then we got to close the div tag here at the bottom and hit save. Now let's see where our icons show up. Okay, so obviously I need to adjust these values a little bit more in the style sheet, but hopefully now you get my drift. So that's how you position elements in your header. And the great thing about this is you can use this tutorial with any theme. just open the style sheet, create an ID, and set your coordinates. And this also works for AdSense code, banner images, or any other element that you want to position in your header. Okay, now let's talk menus. If you can remember, we turned off the primary menu and we're only using the secondary menu. So let's go over to Appearance and then Menu. And I've already created a custom menu, which is easy to do in WordPress. You just click the plus sign and then come over here and add pages or posts or categories to your menu by just checking the box and say add to menu, or you can create custom links like your YouTube URLs or your Twitter links or whatever, and then add it to the menu. So here's a quick and easy menu that I did. I did a drop down by dragging the FAQ over to the right. I named it New Menu, so we're going to assign this to our secondary menu and hit Save. So now here's our menu, and there's the drop down. So that's how you control what menu shows up there. Now let's talk about sidebars. The sidebars in the Genesis themes are pretty widget friendly. So we're just going to go back to the dashboard, go to Appearance, Widgets. So if you wanted to add, for example, your latest tweets into your sidebar, the primary sidebar is what controls that main sidebar. So let's say you wanted to show your latest tweets. So we're just going to drag that there and we'll title it Tweets. And I'll put my Twitter handle there. Number of tweets to show, let's just say 5. You can hide the @replies if you want and hit Save. And there are my tweets in the left column. So this works pretty much like, any other theme. For my hair site, these are just text links. It's just HTML links to different pages on my site. And if you want to learn how to make an HTML link, it's super easy. Just Google, the HTML for a link, copy the code, replace the code with your individual links, and you're done. So this is just text widgets with links inside of them. That's all it is. So if you wanted to replicate the same thing on your site, you would just grab the text widget, put it below the tweets, call it whatever you want to call it, tips. And then in this box, you would just put the HTML code to create your links. I'll just give you guys a quick example. So we'll go href equals google.com. Boom. That's all the code you need for a link. So we're going to hit Save. And there's the link. So you would just replicate that on down the page for however many links that you want. The text widget is really nice because you can do HTML, you can put images there, you can pretty much do whatever you want here. AdSense, you can paste the AdSense code there if you like, or any other kind of code for any other ad networks. So the text widget is more like freeform. Now let's talk about the footer. Right now the footer is pretty bland looking. Now I'm going to show you how to take advantage of the 3-column footer in Genesis. So we're going to go back to our widgets. And as you can see, we have footer 1, 2, and 3. These are our 3 columns. So let me show you how easy it is to just populate those 3 columns. So we're going to open up our first footer, and we're going to just place our recent posts in that first one. Click and drag, entitle it, whatever you want to call it. Hit Save. Open up the second one. Let's grab our archives. And then finally, let's just use more free-form text. Maybe this would be an AdSense block or whatever you want it to be. Just call it text. Okay, so we're just going to hit Save. And now let's take a look and see what our footer looks like now. So now we have 3 columns. See how easy that is? Now, one very cool feature of this theme, actually all the Genesis themes I believe have this, they have homepage widgets. Normally with WordPress, you can either just show all your posts on the homepage or a custom static homepage that you see right now. And of course, you do that by going to Settings, Reading, and this is where you choose what type of homepage you want to have. But the cool thing about Genesis is that you can actually use widgets on the homepage. So first thing I'm going to do is select Latest Posts and hit Save. And right now it's just going to show all of my posts, just like normal. But I want to use the widget feature. So let's go back to widgets. And if you scroll over, you will see there's a home page, a home left, and a home right widget. This is the top of your home page. So this is where you might want to put some introductory text or an image or whatever you want to do. So we'll just put some text here. Hit save. Now I can insert a widget on the left side. So let's just use the recent post widget again, just for the heck of it. And we'll title it Posts, Save. Now let's put the calendar on the right side. Now I know this is going to look kind of crazy, but this is just so you guys can get an idea of what is possible with this theme. Hit save. Now let's see what our site looks like. So we've got our introductory text at the top, and then here's my left widget and then my right widget over here. So you can widgetize your home page. So let's say, for example, you use Aweber for your mailing list. I know Aweber has a plugin for WordPress. So when you install that plugin, you will get a widget over here. So you would be able to drag your Aweber subscribe widget right into your homepage left or your homepage right or even your homepage section and populate your subscribe form right on your site. Now, if you don't like how this text is bumped up against the widget, you can fix that pretty easily by going back to the home and then just adding a couple of breaks in there. And now when we look at it, there's some space. I didn't like how that was bumped up like that. So hopefully you're starting to see the power of the Genesis themes. Now, of course, every theme is going to be a little different and have a little bit different features. For example, this is the lifestyle theme, but for the most part, a lot of the themes have very similar features. And finally, I want to close with probably the best feature of the Genesis themes, and that's the Simple Hooks plugin, which you can install for free. All you do is go to Plugins, Add New, do a search for Simple Hooks, and you would just say Install Now. Mine's already installed, and then it's going to show up in your Genesis menu. This is a very powerful plugin because it allows you to populate text or code or images, whatever you want to populate, wherever you want to on your site. So let's say you want some text to show up immediately after your header. So I just scrolled down and found the hook that says Genesis After Header Hook. So I can put anything I want here. AdSense code, I can put text. This is after the header. And we're going to hit save. So that text is now going to show up right after my header. There it is. So if you didn't have a theme that had a hook plugin, then you would have to actually get into the theme files, like the PHP files, and figure out exactly where to put it and risk breaking your theme, which is no fun because PHP is so sensitive. If you put, the wrong letter in the wrong place, you can blow up your entire theme. So having access to this Simple Hooks plugin allows you to customize different areas. So let me just go back and show you what else you can customize. So if you wanted to customize your footer with something completely different and you wanted to override like the 3-column footer widgets, then you would just put it right here. Here's a hook after your content. So if you wanted something to appear immediately after your content on every page, you would put it right here. There's even a hook for after the post title. So if you wanted to put some social networking icons or something immediately after your title, you would paste the code right here. The same goes for your sidebars. If you want something where your sidebars go, if you want something before your sidebar widget area, after the sidebar widget area. I mean, there's so many different places to add code. So that's a definite benefit of using the Genesis themes because of this Simple Hooks plugin. So very cool stuff. So I hope this video really showed you the power of the Genesis themes. As I mentioned, every child theme is going to be a little different. There are tons of different Genesis themes. Just know that this is the lifestyle theme. There are many different ones, and they all have different features, but they also have a lot of the same features as well. So if you're interested in getting the lifestyle theme, the link is in the description. Yes, it is an affiliate link. I want to disclose that. I know a lot of people don't like it when people make videos and throw up affiliate links, but I hope you respect the fact that I only promote or affiliate myself with products I actually use and like. So whether or not you get the theme with my affiliate link or not, it's still a great theme no matter what, but I definitely wanted to disclose that. So thanks for hanging in there with me, guys, for this 20-minute video. I know it was a long ride, but I'm glad you stuck with me. So thanks, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.